Welcome back to the Precision Trader. Just wanted to do another order book session for today's trading, October the 21st. With that said, we'll jump right into it. We'll start out with DWAC. Anybody that's around the market today, you knew that, you know that this one was, had a little bit of FOMO with it today. So with that said, be honest with you, stocks like this, you don't want to touch them without an order book. I mean, you can trade them, but if you're trying to day trade stocks like this without an order book, it's super risky. As someone that's traded every FOMO momentum stock of the year, the GMEs, the AMCs, the Modernas, all of them, I'm telling you, knowing where the buyers and the sellers are loaded up, ready to buy and sell, take profit, is extremely advantageous. So with that said, number one leading indicator in the stock market, being the order book. So with that said, let's jump right into it. Of course, if you haven't watched previous videos, please do. Plenty of education there. Just to give you a quick crash course here, whenever you see these heat map levels, the more you get to yellow to orange to red, closer you get to red signifies there's more and more people wanting to buy and sell at that level. More orders sitting there waiting to be filled. So strategy is we're looking for these levels. Okay, we want to trade with these levels in mind. So with that said, we start the day, and what do we have here? From $9 to $13, there is just maths. I mean, when you see a level of buyers that is $5 thick, I mean, that it's rare. Very rarely do you see, when you go to these $5 increments right there, see a whole $5 increment filled with buyers. That's a sign of extreme momentum. You see that? Hey, buy, jump in. And I wouldn't even aware of this stock until one of the guys pointed it out to me today. For me, as far as day trading, I mean, we finished the day, of course, green, our 16th green day in a row. We did have our first loser. So we are now in those 16 days that we've been keeping track of, we're 84-1 with our day trading trades. So was unfortunate to break our streak today. But with that said, having this knowledge of where these majors, I mean, it's these levels of buyers and sellers are pretty it's unfair, in my opinion. It's an unfair advantage compared to the ones that don't have it. So with that said, without this right here, I mean, it was just, buy it up. Really, you didn't run into sellers until you got to 20. Sellers, they knocked it back down to $17. But as you can see here, buyers came right back in at $17 right here. So it gets rejected here. When I start seeing this, buyers, you get a rejection, and then buyers start loading the book just below that level. And of course, we have the VWAP not too far away. Hey, that is a prime buy the dip spot. Sure enough, buy the dippers came in there. And then what happens? What are we always looking for? What have I told you numerous times? When you start getting support candles on top of a major level of liquidity, in this case, 2021, what'd you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 support candles. These are 1-minute candles on top of this liquidity. What is that? What does that mean? Most of you who've been watching, we're heading to the next major level of liquidity. In this case, $26, $27 pushes to these sellers right here. They knock it all the way back down to 22, 23 or 22. And what happens? Buyers come right back in the book at 22, and they are ready to support this thing for the continued push. Sure enough, it pushes all the way back up to the $27 sellers. This time, what happens? Pushes through them, support, runs right into the $30 sellers. They knock it all the way back down to 27, 26, 27. What happens? Buyers come right back in. And what do? They push it right back up to $30. It rejects again. What do the buyers do? Oh man, when you see this wedge pattern right here, again, this down here, and then you see this wedge pattern, because usually it's just, just a line. But when you see so many buyers loading the book, or computers buying like crazy, that it literally forms a wedge. You see this? Mark my words. You see this? Buy it. Trust me. Just buy it. Worst case scenario, put your stop below just to be on the ultra safe side. But you see this? You see this wedge pattern? Because again, it's growing. I mean, you just see the buyers is buying, and sure enough, it was blast off. So from there, that was 30, and they pump it all the way to 40 in no time. And then from 40, we reject all the way back to 35. We get in here a little bit clearer. We got into the middle of the day. Volume started getting a little bit lower. So I always like to see a little bit more detail. With that said, rejects there. And then we see here, buyers step right back in at $35 right there. You can see the line, and they pump it. They pump it right back up, and then they knock it down, and then 35, 36, buyers come right back in. They pump it right back. This time they pump through, they absorb all of these sellers at 40. Okay. What do you get? Support. What does that mean? Where are we heading? We're heading to the next major level of liquidity. And in this case, where was that? $50. Now, when it gets to $50, what proceeds to happen? Comes up here, rejects all the way back down to $46. They punch it right back. It rejects $2 or $3, pushes it back up, actually pushes through, actually absorbs all of those sellers for a period of time. But again, it's got to absorb them and hold them. Doesn't do any good just to absorb them. You have to absorb the sellers and then have enough buyers to hold it and continue to push further. But that wasn't the case. You absorbed them, pushed you all the way back down to 46. And then from there, ends up knocking it all the way back down to 43, 44. And we were actually, at this point, we were watching this bad boy live, watching the action. And it's not want to give a, for some reason, it's not want to give me, after hours, it can be a little stubborn. But anyway, we could see these buyers coming back in at 40, 43, 44 right here. If we could get down to the 50-cent increments, we could see that really nicely. But anyway, so they push it right back up to, and that's another thing too. When I see this happen, you absorb the sellers, get a rejection, and then you come right back up and the sellers load the book again. When I see that, that's your classic double top, short it. Easy money. Not only do they reject it, and then they start loading it here at 48 and 49. I mean, it's just a guaranteed. I mean, I can't think of a time where it didn't get knocked further down. And sure enough, that's what happened. And where does it knock it down to? 40. And look at this. Don't tell me the buy the differs were not ready at $40. Sure enough, $40 come in. 45, they get rejected, knocks them all the way back down to the $40 sellers. Nice wick out of there. You see that? When you see this right here, you see a wick into buyers. It wicks into the buyers, and then it retraces 50 to 75% of the candle. When you see that, more times than not, just a little indicator candle course here. You see that more times than not, you're heading higher. Here's another one over here. Prime example. Retraced around 50% of the candle from the top of the body, and she headed up. She was heading north from there, especially when it's coming. Again, the key here too is out of a major level of liquidity. Okay, that's the key there. I don't care about this 50% retracement if it's if it's running into some major, about to run into a wall of liquidity. Well, here's your prime example right here. Okay, it retraced. I'd say probably this one's probably 60, 70% of the candle right here. But again, it's doing this right in the face of a wall of sellers. So it means nothing, very little to me. But I get that formation. at a major level of buyers? Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. So with that said, nice. That's, I mean, good entry there. I mean, the strategy is you want to buy the dip. Well, you put your stop just on the other side of the liquidity. All right, just right here. And then you buy the dip and you play it to the next major level, which in this case, you could have said, well, you know, this was a 45. That was a decent level. But really, 50 was your major level. And it pushed right back up to it. And then what do you have here? A lot of sellers. Lot of sellers. So with that said, that was yeah, that was WAC. So hope that this video book map, going to keep it a little short. I know some of y'all are probably getting tired of these longer videos, so we'll just keep it short there. I'd love to go into some more with you, but if you want some more help, just come on over to the Discord. We're trading with us all day, posting entries, posting the entries to the plays before we jump in them. So and also to the exits using the order book screenshots. So with that said, appreciate your time, and thank you for those that made it to the end of the video. May the market be with you.